In Los Angeles, they faced off for the final time this year. 7 candidates at last night's PBS NewsHour Politico presidential debate, jockeying to become the Democrat with a chance to unseat President Trump. They jousted over policy, political influence, and who among them was the best equipped to take on the president in 2020. John Yang begins our look.
The tone of the PBS NewsHour Politico debate turned on a dime from civil to contentious. The spark? Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren calling out South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg over fundraising. Specifically, a fundraiser this past weekend hosted by Napa Valley winery owners.
The mayor just recently had a fundraiser that was held in a wine cave full of crystals and served $900 a bottle wine. Think about who comes to that. He had promised that every fundraiser he would do would be open door, but this one was closed door. We made the decision many years ago that rich people in smoke-filled rooms would not pick the next president of the United States.
This is the problem with issuing purity tests you cannot yourself pass. If I pledge never to be in the company of a progressive Democratic donor, I couldn't be up here. Senator, your net worth is 100 times mine.
Buttigieg and Warren are competing for the same supporters, college-educated white voters. The mayor also clashed with Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, who contrasted her election successes with his failures.
We should have someone heading up this ticket that has actually won and been able to show that they can gather the support that you talk about of moderate Republicans and independents, as well as a fired-up Democratic base. And not just done it once, I have done it 3 times. I think winning matters.
If you want to talk about the capacity to win, try putting together a coalition to bring you back to office with 80% of the vote as a gay dude in Mike Pence's Indiana.
Again, if you had won in Indiana, that would be one thing. You tried and you lost by 20 points.
Another fault line, health care. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders supports Medicare for all, while former Vice President Joe Biden wants to expand a public option.
16% of the American public is on Medicare now, and everybody has a tax taken out of their paycheck now. Tell me, you're going to add 84% more, and there's not going to be higher taxes? At least before he was honest about it.
Oh, Joe.
It's going to increase personal taxes. They're going to be...
That's right. We are going to increase personal taxes. Okay. But we're eliminating premiums. We're eliminating co-payments. We're eliminating deductibles. We're eliminating all out-of-pocket expenses. And no family in America will spend more than $200 a year on prescription drugs.
2 lower-tier candidates who made last night's more select debate stage sought to take advantage of the platform. Tech entrepreneur Andrew Yang noted that he was the only candidate of color in the debate.
I grew up the son of immigrants, and I had many racial epithets used against me as a kid. But Black and Latinos have something much more powerful working against them than words. They have numbers. The average net worth of a Black household is only 10% that of a white household. Fewer than 5% of Americans donate to political campaigns. You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income. I guarantee if we had a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, I would not be the only candidate of color on this stage tonight.
Billionaire activist Tom Steyer discussed race in the context of President Trump's immigration policies.
I think it's important to note that this president is not against immigration. He's against immigration by non-white people. This is a racial argument by a racist president who's trying to divide us and who's vilifying people. It's absolutely wrong, and it's led him to break the laws of humanity in our name.
The night also featured the most in-depth discussion of foreign policy so far this cycle, from China's human rights record.
1 million Uyghurs, as you pointed out, Muslims, are in concentration camps. That's what they are right now. They're being abused. They're in concentration camps.
To the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
What U.S. foreign policy must be about is not just being pro-Israel. We must be pro-Palestinian as well.
Despite lively disagreements on policy, the candidates didn't lose sight of one issue that unites them.
This is our chance. This is our only chance to defeat Donald Trump.
A point that polls show Democratic voters also in strong agreement. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm John Yang.